Hey, and welcome to the Etobicoke Lakeshore Podcast. I'm Mike. I'm here along for the journey with you every week as we explore what is happening in this very wonderful neighborhood. And it is covered off by the publisher of a wonderful magazine that you know and love. And if you're hearing this podcast, you've likely received the magazine, the Etobicoke Lakeshore Press. Hot off the press is not what you say. You say fresh off the press.
I say it's fresh. That's right.
And why is that? That's an interesting...
Because it's all new, original content.
Right.
And it's hyper-local.
That makes a big difference in reaching out to people in a community. Stories about them, people that they know, streets they recognize, stores that they pass.
I totally agree. I think people love where they live, and they love to get to know the people behind the businesses, and that's the whole concept of the magazine, is taking the perspective or the lens from the business owner and using that as a way to promote the community from a retail perspective.
Okay, we'll get into the history of the magazine and what you can expect from the podcast in a second, but for the love of Pete, what is going on over there, Roger Tumanieri, publisher of this wonderful magazine?
That is the sound of our 3-month-old chocolate lab puppy scratching my brand new cowboy boots.
She's absolutely beautiful.
She's joining us in the studio. She, I suppose, would be our first official guest.
Hi, Molly Brown. Welcome to the studio. You are beautiful. She's so adorable and well-behaved for a 3-month-old puppy. My goodness.
She is, yeah.
And how does that come about? Is she just a miracle puppy?
Yes and no. She's a wonderful puppy, but the real miracle is my wife, Jessica. She's a dog trainer.
Okay.
So she's doing great work here with Molly.
Yeah.
And
she sure is.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to see how this goes.
Don't worry about it. Molly is welcome along for the ride as well. She's so adorable, and we'll make sure that you see some pictures of that. Let's do this. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast, and of course, you can always go online and find out more about what's happening in your wonderful neighborhood. Where can people find out more about the publication?
Well, you can see us online at etobicoke.lakshorepress.com. And when you're out and about on Lakeshore, pop into places like Starbucks or Ed's Real Scoop or the beer store or the Sydney Grind to pick up your copy of the Etobicoke Lakeshore Press.
Very cool. Let me ask you something. For anybody who's not familiar with the publication, they're now going to know at least where to get it. Maybe they got the podcast first. Tell me the history in brief of Etobicoke Lakeshore Press.
Yeah, for sure. I started it in 2015, living in Long Branch. Thought that there was an opportunity to promote the neighborhood by way of the local businesses. And, it was a way for me to make money to support my family. But it has now gone on to 5 years now. So we're going into our 5th year here in 2020, and it's going on strong. Published every month now. Gets mailed to all the houses in Long Branch monthly with Canada Post. And now we're branching into some more web content, more digital content, and now obviously with the podcast, which I think is a fantastic way to reach more people and to cast a wider net and continue to shine a light on local businesses.
What I really like about the publication, and I became aware of it when I first came into the neighborhood. In fact, hi neighbors, how's it going? My name's Mike. When I came into the neighborhood, and I discovered the magazine to be almost a guide as to where I should be going, where I should focus some of my first attention in this neighborhood.
That's great.
The local businesses. I became familiar with the politicians through it.
Yep.
What some of the big concerns are, and in fact, a nice recipe or two along the way. So it does feel like a community get together with a staple in the middle.
2 staples.
You got 2 of them. It's very fancy.
We're moving on up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I reinvested into the publication with an additional staple.
Sometimes you have to expand to make things work. That's so funny. All right, well, let's do this. Let's have a look at the magazine. We thought we would have a little bit of fun doing something called Page Roulette.
Yep.
Well, we're going to flip through the publication. All right. And land on a page, and then you can comment
for sure
on something I find on the page.
All right.
Okay, here we go. So, and our first flip landed us on page 8. Oh, there you are right there, actually.
Oh, yes.
It's the publisher's note. Happy Family Day is the topic. Well, happy Family Day.
Oh, thank you. And I wrote particularly about Family Day, it's one of these holidays that creeps up on me. I forget it exists.
I know.
It's a great holiday. I love it.
It's new to us. It's not of our generation.
It wasn't around when I was a kid, and that's what I captured in my publisher's note. But more importantly, on that page, there's a little shout out, if you will, to our good friends at Ed's Real Scoop in Mimico.
It's so funny you say that. I saw Family Day, and immediately what I wanted to talk about was, where's Ed's Real Scoop? Tell me about this place.
It's just down on Lakeshore in Mimico, and the owner, Mark Johnson, is an incredibly talented individual, and in particular, an ice cream maker. I don't know if there's a proper term for one who makes ice cream. Ice cream maker sounds appropriate.
Yeah.
But he's doing great things down there in Mimico, and he's celebrating his 3rd year in business, and I think that's fantastic. I think it's a tough grind. To own a business, period, let alone a retail business, and to make it to your 3rd year says you're doing something right. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to shine a light on Mark and Ed's Real Scoop and congratulate them for 3 years in business.
I'm going to go to Ed's Real Scoop real soon.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about it until I saw it in the magazine.
Well, this is it. It's open all year round.
Okay.
And they sell more than just ice cream. But it's artisan ice cream.
Okay, so what you're saying is...
you got to try it. If you like ice cream, go to Ed's.
This isn't factory-made ice cream. This is like gourmet, foodie-style ice cream.
Made in-house. I bumped into him one day, and he was on the sidewalk on his way to the Value Mart to get pecans.
For real?
To work into one of his flavors.
So it's all natural flavors, all natural foods in the process.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this. As I flip through here, I hit the middle. You're right, there's 2 staples.
Yep.
You're not lying. And they're nice staples, too.
These are high-end staples.
These are
nothing but the best.
Okay, well done. Looks like I've hit the cover story.
Yes.
MPP Christine Hogarth highlights accomplishments and priorities. And this is what I'm talking about before that I love about the magazine. Suddenly I've got to focus on what the community's interested in and how the political machine is getting behind it.
Yeah, well, I've been fortunate to have great support from our 3 levels of government. Ward 3 Councillor Mark Grimes, Member of Parliament James Maloney, and now Member of Provincial Parliament Christine Hogarth have all graced our covers, and this one in particular I think is a wonderful way to highlight our government's accomplishments thus far, but also their plans looking forward to 2020. And MPP Hogarth in particular has done some great work sponsoring a private member's bill in the House of Commons to protect our animals. And you can read all about it in this month's cover story.
That's a really great perspective. You don't hear most of the publications out there, most of the news won't cover a private member's bill that does something for wildlife and for animals, for nature in general, or even the environment.
Yep.
That's a great perspective.
This is great. And she's done great work. And I think she's to be commended for it.
All right. Let me flip one more time here. And what is this? Family Life Mini Rugby, the new soccer. What is mini rugby? Hey, it's the family. There's your wife and the kiddies.
Yeah. There's Jess and Luke and Jax, and mini rugby is just like real rugby, except it's the mini version. It's played by shorter people, kids age 4 and up. There's no tackling. They play with flags.
Mind you, some of the kids today are bigger than you and I at 8 years old. But anyway, I digress. I don't know what we're feeding them. Anyway, it's wholesome. It's working.
Cow's milk.
Oh, is that what it is? Genuine cow's milk.
Yeah, old school.
All right, that's my thing. And I'll take it lactose in. Sorry, now you're saying that it's just standard rugby. So
straight up rugby. But so they learn the foundational skills of rugby. So pass backwards, run forwards is the mantra that you will hear coaches as they try to herd cats or their players and try to get them to concentrate less on picking dandelions and more on getting into the game. But Jessica and I both grew up playing rugby, so sort of a no-brainer for us to put Jackson in. And he started when he was 4.
Oh, wow.
So he and I recall we were working on our tackling. I was teaching him how to tackle when he was 3. So we put him into rugby at 4. As soon as he found out it was flag rugby and that he could not tackle, he started to cry.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
He learned that. Well, don't worry, Jackson, soon enough, you will be in that league and probably doing well. Toronto Dragons Rugby Club for kids. That's really crazy. Now, where does this take place?
Well, they train at Eglinton Flats through the spring and summer,
Right.
so not too far away, maybe 20 minutes from Long Branch. But right now, they have free indoor winter training at Lamport Stadium, which is home to the Toronto Wolfpack, the rugby league team, professional team in the city. And I think through the Wolfpack and the Toronto Arrows, which is the professional rugby union club here in Toronto, they're putting a lot back into grassroots, community-based rugby. And this is our way of trying to shine a light on the Dragons. It's a wonderful rugby club. And we've gone so far as to profile a couple of their players, Nora and Finn, brother, sister.
Oh, great.
And their mom, Erica. So if you're looking for something to put your kid into during the spring, summer, winter, that is a wonderful way to keep them fit, to teach them team skills and camaraderie and fair play, I highly recommend rugby, and in particular, the Toronto Dragons.
It's so funny that rugby, football, footy, the whole 9 yards, soccer in general, it is the new wave of, and I think it comes from anybody who can get the cleats, get on the field, get the skills, and have the energy. You're potentially going to excel at doing this, and so anybody can actually come out of the head of the stadium a star.
Well, this is it. And rugby, I mean, you're right when you talk about cleats. I mean, you got cleats and a mouthguard, and that's it. You're not buying skates and equipment and all kinds of things. And so,
and ice time is such a pain as well. So
keeps the cost down for these families. It's the Dragons do a great job of making sure that everybody plays regardless of their financial situation. So yeah, TorontoDragonsRugby.ca is the website, and I'd go there, check it out, maybe shoot an email over to the club president, John Sowerby, and ask for some more information.
That's a good idea. All right, there you go. And, of course, all that in the article as well in this month's edition of the publication, Etobicoke Lakeshore Press. I saw this. Sorry, I just have to stop for a second. I know Jenny Shearman from Office 146 downstairs.
Yeah, Sweet Beat.
She put a recipe in?
She did. She's our food and drink contributor.
I didn't know that. And what's the recipe?
Well, it's for flourless chocolate cake.
People love that.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness. Look at it. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't know this. I'm going to have to ask her to bake a cake for me. That's amazing. Well, there you go. That and much, much more in this month's edition. Can I ask you something else?
Sure.
I just saw an ad in here, and it kind of caught my attention. And it's right near the front of the magazine. And it's for the Masonic Temple, or the Masonic Lodge, I guess it's called, in Mimico.
Yes.
Are you a Freemason?
I am.
I have so many questions for you. Do you mind
Ask away.
Let's play a game, shall we?
Sure.
Let's play a game. All right, here we go. Here's my question. Does the G in the Freemasons logo stand for geometry? I think it does, right?
I can't answer that.
That one you can't answer. Okay. How about this? Do the Masons really run the world? Illuminati?
I can't say.
You can't answer that one. No. That one I think was probably a little on the nose anyway. Let me dig deeper here. Okay, well, maybe you can answer this. Why are Masons so secretive anyway?
Yeah, I can't answer that one either. Next question, please.
That was like kind of three in a row. We can't. We're not getting. Okay. All right. How can I learn more about like my local Masonic lodge? Like, if I wanted to get some of these, will I get some of these answers that way, or how can I find out?
This I can answer, and that is a great question.
Okay.
If you want to learn more about Freemasonry or your local lodge in particular, send an email over to superiorlodge501@gmail.com, and somebody will get back to you. They'll start a conversation. That is really the best way to learn more about Freemasonry, is to ask a Mason.
Hold on a second. Molly, did you write that down? Okay, maybe give it to me again, and I'll write it down this time.
That is superiorlodge501@gmail.com. It's called Superior Lodge because it resides in the Connaught Masonic Hall, which is at 23 Superior Avenue in Mimico.
I see. Okay. And is there anything else you feel that you'd be comfortable answering today with regard to the...
Sure.
Like, for example, the all-seeing Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
All right. More on the Masonic Minute maybe next time on the show. But I'll tell you this. I really enjoyed today's show. I've learned a lot about what the publication's doing and about some cool people. Next time we have an interview lined up.
Yes.
And we'll look forward to have you
It's top secret too.
More.
Yeah.
It's top secret.
No, it's been great. It's been nice having Molly here. I think I need to buy you a new chair, Mike.
Yeah.
The whole time we've been talking, looks like she's been gnawing away at the foot of your chair.
Well, I just hope that it doesn't take the whole leg off and that you're safe over there. That's all I care about. Molly's okay.
That's the noise of me falling off the chair.
Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts and also on YouTube. Fresh off the press, you can get in touch with our pal here, Roger. Where, once again, can people reach you?
Yep. Etobicoke Lakeshore Press.com.
All right. We'll catch you next time, pal.
Great. Thanks, Mike.